Okay, so welcome to our Independent Gym series of Meet the Brands, where we introduce our new partners to our independent gym owners. So today we're talking to an iconic German strength brand who pride themselves on their history, tradition, and character. So without further ado, I'm handing over to his self-proclaimed King of Machines, who had to just go and have a quick change of clothing to represent, who's going to talk you through the brand, what he does within the company, why the equipment that they offer may be the best fit for your facility, and obviously you can run us through what we can expect next week, Kriss, when you're at the summer conference as well. So I will pass straight over to you.
Well, hello to everyone. My name's Kriss Tottman. I'm the UK Commercial Director for Gym80. My job is to oversee our entire strategy, as well as to implement our sales, marketing, partnership relationships for not just independent gyms, but the commercial side as well, boutiques, hospitality, education, and ideally is we used to go through distribution and now we go direct in the market. So we are entering those markets as we speak, and that's our plan and our strategy over the next couple of years is to try and build on some relationships and to try and get our kit out into as many places as possible. So a little history about us as a brand, formed in 1980. We pride ourselves as a premium strength provider for equipment and machines. And everything about it, from the build quality all the way through to its installation and aftercare services, is of a premium level. So that's where we position ourselves in the market, as that. Everything from the build quality is completely different to most others, all the way through to the materials that are used. And then everything is manufactured directly in our factory in Germany. We don't import parts from anywhere else. It's all done there. All the steel comes from a German steel yard not too far down the road, and then it's kept all in our factory where we manufacture everything and then deliver direct to site. So this means our lead times are a lot shorter than maybe some competitors that are out there as well, but we have around 500 products in our arsenal that we're able to deliver, varying from plate loaded, pin select, functional, performance, rigs, racks, dumbbells, bars, you name it. We are able to cater for everyone.
Perfect. Okay. So have you got any independent sites currently who use your equipment well?
Yeah, we've got quite a few.
So, what have they got?
I would say Absolute Gym, which are based down in Essex, our number one kind of our key account. They've got 6 gyms that are based down there, and they've got a full range of both our Signum, which is our pin select, and our Purecraft, which is our plate loaded kit. So they've got them in all of their clubs. They recently opened last summer in Bishop Stortford, and every piece of strength kit that they've got in their gym is all Gym80.
Okay.
So now 6 sites that they've got plans potentially in the coming years to open some more if they can find the right site. So we have a very good strategic partnership, which has gone back a long time since Gym80 started to bring product into the country. So yeah, we work with those very closely. Other independent gyms, we've got Heroes Gym up in Kings Lynn. We've got a good relationship with Ben and the guys up there. And then we've got going all the way as far as Wales, the fitness studio, Shah Hasbani's place over there, which has got some of our signature pieces. But you'll find that there's a lot of our pieces that are dotted around in all sorts of different places. And we most recently put it into Gaines Gym based in Bedford and St Neots. Have got some bits as well. So, we work closely with the independent sector, and it is a sector that's very important for us as well. So it's keen for us to get more and more pieces out there.
Awesome. So those are sites people can check out, obviously, if they want to see the
absolutely.
kit in its setting. When I think Gym80, and I don't know if this is my understanding the brand, this is why these are really important. Gym80 to me, when you say strength, like big heavy duty, I think Gold's Gym, like the big, is that classically where your equipment is, the big lifting gyms, or is it more generic in the what type of gym does it suit, or is it could it be
it's extremely versatile, that it can be used in all different facilities, and it's extremely popular in traditional strength gyms such as the Gold's Gyms, for instance. So we have a huge strategic partnership with Gold's Gym, especially based over in America and Asia Pacific market as well, in that we're the sole providers for their kit, so they can't have anything that's not Gym80. Every single piece that you see in all of their machines elsewhere is all our kit. We have that strategic partnership with John Reed as well, which is a complete opposite to a Gold's Gym, and then Heimat. So because of the unique customization that you can use on the kit, it can be made to look like it needs to get down and dirty in some really traditional,
Okay.
old school, spit and sawdust kind of gyms. I love that type of kit because from a performance perspective alone, it stands the test of time. There are a lot of traditional strength gyms based in the UK that have had pieces from 1980, early 1980s. They refuse to swap them. They refuse to change them out because the kit still does exactly what it said that it would back then. It's long, hard wearing. It's really robust. But it's the unique nature of our customization means that we can go to a John Reed Fitness, and we most recently installed at David Lloyd as well, which is not your traditional strength gym. And they went for a very classic kind of matte black look, matte black finish on the upholstery as well as the weight covers. So it can look smart, it can look subtle, it can look really sleek and go into a bespoke high-end luxury club. It can fit into standard commercial chains. We can customize it to make it look like it would fit amongst all of their other kit and branding that's in there. But from a performance perspective, it's still extremely popular with traditional strength gyms and bodybuilding gyms, just because that's where a lot of our reputation has been built. But you know, product portfolio and who we are as a brand has kind of widened an awful lot, and it means that we can still fulfill to any kind of gym and anyone that wants our kit.
Amazing. I'm interested to hear more a little bit about this unique customization, because thinking, obviously, putting my old gym owner hat back on from last year, we all have, you know, our kind of logo, our design, our style. To what extent can you customize your kit? So for instance, if I think back, my logo was kind of green. I was an eco gym, so I was very green. So I would have like you said, I'd want that a kit to kind of look like it fits. So at what level can you do? Talking like the upholstery of it? Can you brand it? Can you have your logo on it? I'm just interested to hear
You can have whatever you like.
exactly that means.
So, I mean, traditional customization for a lot of standard gym operators that's out there, they just like the upholstery and maybe the frame colors to kind of match what their branding is. So we can do it on traditional parts of the frames, the weight covers, the shrouds. We can do it on moving parts as well as the upholstery that's in there as well. So from a color wise, there isn't any color that we can't do. We have our standard colors, which is a palette of around about 6. And frame finishes as well. So we can do it in matte, we can do it in gloss, we can do a clear coat lac, which is a really cool industrial kind of look where the steel comes out freshly formed, welded in. So it's got all of the kind of blemishes of nice, like industrial steel. And then it's just given a beautiful clear coat lac over the front of it. So you can have that type of look. It can go all the way through to gold plated kit. That's the other end of the market. And it started off, we have a gold plated seated row in our showroom. Now this piece of kit specifically was designed just purely for show. And quite a few years ago, someone from Saudi, I believe it was, loved the piece so much, asked at the time, how much for this piece of kit? And we were like, it's not for sale. It's just literally for show. And he was like, well, I want this piece. So how much are you going to charge for it? So we plucked a number out of thin air and said 15 grand. And he said, that's fine. I'll pay 15 grand for it now.
Amazing.
So he bought the piece of kit.
Has he got an entirely gold gym now?
Yeah, but the thing is, he had to come back and he was like, I need the full range. So he ended up buying more pieces. Amazing. I mean, look, that is an extreme version. Like, not everyone's going to want gold plated.
The most bling gym that exists.
Exactly.
I want to know where it is. Amazing.
But you know, the idea is that when we're working with our partners, is that we want to get a really good understanding of the type of business that they are, so that we're not just turning around going, you can have anything you like. Like if you've got a more eco-based gym, then something like the clear coat pack will actually work really well, because you know it's got that kind of industrial kind of look to it, but it can look really smart and classy with a nice colored upholstery or different frame finish on moving parts as well. So but obviously green is a kind of eco-friendly color which people can relate to straight away. So if there's a palette of green that works well, then that's what we would go for. But it really just depends on the customer's requirements and their needs. And we have unique frame finishes called hammer blow. One's got like a crocodile style skin that they can have on frames. So ultimately, there is no restriction on what we can do from a color and frame perspective. And then branding wise, we put logos on upholstery. We can laser cut it into the weight shrouds, and on the functional kit, we have plaques that are surrounding some of the pieces of kit. We can again laser cut in that. We can put unique customization on anything. So there's no restrictions.
Sounds good. So the next point, moving on from that one, price point, which is obviously in the forefront a lot of independent gym owners' minds. Now, I get it. Obviously, Gym80 is a premium quality brand. So why, what's the just obviously it's kind of like an obvious question in a lot of ways, but obviously, like you said, it's such a hard wearing bit of kit. It's that, do you go cheaper that possibly might damage quicker, break quicker? Why would you encourage people to put the investment in with a more premium brand when they're a small operator?
The build quality lasts longer,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
the cost of ownership over a period of time is far outweighs it. And
Yeah,
from setting up your own gym before that,
yeah,
you may have, when any gym gets set up, you want the best that you can get, but you're also well working within a budget. And
yeah,
sometimes, you have to potentially choose some kit that isn't maybe the better brand that you would ideally go for,
yeah,
or it might not be the most expensive piece that you want, and you've got to find the right value. And so that's completely understandable for brand new gyms that come in. The counterpart that we would use, I mean, our frames come with a 25-year warranty. It's an industry leading one. We have tube welded, so it becomes one large frame. It's not bolted on. So the kind of fault lines that you'd find in traditional strength kit, we don't have those issues. It's there. So whilst traditional machines from some other suppliers, there's constantly pop pins falling out, end caps breaking,
hmm,
cables fraying. We don't use cables. We use a Kevlar belt, and that's got 22 steel pins in it. It's indestructible, and it comes with a 10-year warranty. So the main reasons for this kind of the regular call outs and why kit looks battered and tattered and old and doesn't stand and starts creaking and seats start wobbling and adjustments don't quite work, all of that is counteracted. And yeah, we are more pricey than your traditional commercial suppliers, but we're not so expensive that it's unaffordable, which is why more
no,
gyms are turning to us now. More people are opening that conversation to find out, is it worth a greater investment at an early stage, knowing that the residual
exactly,
value of the
yeah,
kit stands so high, you haven't got to trade it out in 3 years. Like, you won't want to trade it out,
exactly,
and it will retain its
yeah,
value if the time comes that you do decide that you want some other pieces, whether that's from a different brand or from us. The residual value stays quite high. So it's a greater
yeah.
investment to start off with. But like I say, we are more expensive, but we can be quite
Hmm.
competitive in the market now that we're direct, but we're not so expensive that we're unaffordable.
Yeah, that makes
Unless you
sense, and
want
that was the
well
kind
done
of point I was
burgers.
making. Yeah,
Yeah,
unless you want a bling gold gym.
exactly.
Exactly that, and I think, like, I've become a co-op with that. There's a couple of, like, second-hand refurbished bits of kit I had in my gym, for instance, and they didn't look great, if I'm honest. And it is that you've really got to think hard when you run your own facility to, I think you're right. I think if you're in that for the long run, which hopefully most people are, put the investment down first and be problematic free rather than trying to cut corners, get cheap
Exactly.
stuff in to just I think you're right. So two more things. If I, as a gym owner, I come to you and I say, well, I'm thinking of trading out, what's the process for a gym owner? So if they contact you and they say, I'm thinking of trading out some of my strength kit, what's the process? Do you ring them? Do you design the gym? Do you go to the site? Talk me through the sort of customer journey with Gym80?
Ideally, we want to go to site and meet them, because we're not really just about just selling kit. We're not an
Mm,
online shop that you can just order something and get it delivered the next day. It is about partnerships. We want to partner with gyms. We want to work closely with them. We want to understand their member journey. We want to understand their experience as well, to make sure that the right pieces of kit are being used, and that they're after the right pieces, because some
yeah,
operators, you can look out there and they're desperate to just get the next best thing that's out for their members, but it might not be the best thing for that gym or for their members. So
hmm,
meeting them is really vital for me personally, to build that relationship and to find out, how can we support you? What can we do to give you
hmm,
what you need to help you get to where you want your business to be and what you want your members to have? So meeting
yeah,
them is vital, first of all. And then we kind of just go through a very relaxed, almost like a needs analysis. Let me understand more about what your membership is like, what your gym wants, what the demands are, and what you personally are after. And then it's much easier for us to kind of fill in those gaps, recommend the right pieces, and then supply the need that they're after. Once we've done that, we can go through everything from pricing all the way through to, if they just want pieces of kit, then we're quite happy to just do that. It's not like we wouldn't do it at all. Yet we still have the capabilities to do like what every other commercial gym supplier will do, in full 4K, 3D walkouts. We'll design the gym
yeah,
for you. We'll move the kit around. We'll replace it
hmm,
with whatever you need. We can draw up all of the schematics and create some marketing purpose for them as well. So that side of it is another arch of what we've got, but we're twinned with many different companies that we work in partnership to be able to help provide solutions for flooring, lighting, access control, vending, our reach doesn't really stop. Yes, our prime source of business is going to be our strength machines. That's what we do. But everything else that any gym operator would need, we have access to be able to support with. So we're more than just a premium strength supplier, definitely.
Okay. See, that's new to me. I didn't know that. So there we go, learning from me as well. Obviously, you're at our summer conference next week, which is great. So what can gym owners expect if they come along to our conference next week? Were you bringing any kit? Have you, what can they expect? When
we
they
will
visit
be.
the stand?
We recently were at Elevate a couple of weeks ago. So a couple of pieces that were at Elevate we're going to be bringing. So we'll have our key signature range pieces of kit, which is our strong range, which has got the patented drop set mechanisms that are built in. It's an absolute beautiful piece of strength kit. And that comes in that industrial clear coat steel lacquer as well that we've got. So the piece that I've just been talking about will be able to showcase there. We will be bringing along just for show purposes, a 150 kilo gold dumbbell on the stand.
Nice.
So it's just something that is.
If anyone wants to bring 150 grand or whatever, what was it? Did you pay? You might be able to barter.
Yeah, well, bring a nice checkbook and we'll see if we can do a deal. Definitely. Now we'll be bringing that.
A bid for it at the end.
We're also going to be having one of our cardio partners as well that we twin with as well. So Matt Baker from Diaco is going to be joining us because obviously not everyone just wants strength. They sometimes want the total solution. So they're our strategic partner in the UK, Diaco, who will provide all of the cardio needs that gyms will want. So he's going to be along on the stand with us as well. And I think he's going to be bringing a Johnny G Spirit bike along to showcase. So we'll have those pieces available to talk to people about and hopefully follow up on.
Awesome. Amazing. Well, obviously, hopefully most people will at the conference. So if people haven't bought tickets, conference and they want to get hold of you, what's the best way to do it? Do you any particular means of getting in contact? Or
I think, to be honest with you, you can go on the website, which is www.gym80.co.uk, and there's simple inquiry forms that are on there. They'll come direct to my email address anyway, but people can email me. I think my email address is on the Independent Gyms forum as well, which is just kriss.tottman@gym80.co.uk. And then if you look on the Gym80, either the Instagram page, or you can go through on LinkedIn as well. So I try and keep a prevalent.
Obviously, you can go through the IG website, which I should probably add on. Then. So yes, there is our directory entry for Gym80. If anyone does come through different means, it's always worth mentioning that they come from the independent network as well. So people,
of course,
listening, make sure you do that, please. But yeah, we look forward to meeting you next week, and I look forward to seeing the gold dumbbell. So that is it for me. Any other questions you've got? Obviously, this will be shared onto our YouTube channel and repurposed on the Facebook group. So questions will probably come in steadily as the content shared out. So for now, we'll call it a day, but we will see you next Thursday. Nearly said Wednesday then. Next Thursday. Perfect. Cheers, Kriss.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Amy.
So much.
Cheers.
Right. Cheers. See you later. Bye. Right,